Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Speak English podcast. I'm Adam, and
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah. It's great to be here with you all again.
today we have a super useful topic for you. We're going to talk about easy English phrases for daily life. These are the kinds of things you can use every single day.
That's right, Adam. These phrases will help you feel more comfortable speaking English in different situations. So if you're ready to learn some practical English, stick around.
But before we start, if you enjoy our lessons and want to see more, please remember to subscribe to our channel, give this video a like, and share it with your friends who are also learning English. It really helps us a lot.
Yes, your support means the world to us. Okay, Adam, so where should we start with these daily phrases?
Let's begin with greetings. These are the first things you usually say when you meet someone. The most common one is, of course, hello.
Exactly. Hello is simple, and you can use it with anyone in any situation. And another very common greeting is hi. It's a little more informal than hello.
Yes, you might say hi to a friend or someone you know well. What about asking how someone is?
Good point. After saying hello or hi, you often want to ask, how are you?
And a common way to respond to how are you is, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
That's a perfect polite response. You say how you are and then ask the other person how they are too. Sometimes people also say, how's it going? It's a more casual way to ask how someone is doing.
And a good way to reply to how's it going could be, it's going well, thanks. Or just, good, thanks. These are great for starting a conversation. What about when we need to ask for something?
Asking for things politely is very important. One key phrase is, excuse me. You can use this to get someone's attention.
Yes, if you want to ask a question, or if you need someone to move, excuse me is a good way to start. For example, excuse me, where is the restroom?
Exactly. And when you're asking for something directly, using please is essential. Please makes your request polite. For example, can I have a coffee, please?
And if someone does something for you, what should you say?
You should always say thank you. It's a very important word in English.
Absolutely. And if someone says thank you to you, a common response is you're welcome. Or sometimes people say no problem or it's okay. These are all polite ways to respond to thanks.
What about when we want to say goodbye?
There are a few ways to do that. The most common is probably goodbye. It's simple and direct.
Another very common one is bye. It's a shorter and more casual way to say goodbye.
And if you know you'll see someone again soon, you can say see you later or see you soon.
Yes, those are very useful. And sometimes if you're leaving for the night, you might say good night.
Good night is usually used when someone is going to sleep or when it's the end of the day. Let's move on to phrases we use when we don't understand something. This happens a lot when you're learning a new language.
That's true. It's okay to not understand everything. A simple phrase to use is sorry. You say it with a rising intonation to show you didn't hear or understand.
Yes, sorry is a good way to ask someone to repeat what they said. You can also say, pardon. It's a bit more formal. And if you need them to speak more slowly, you can ask, could you speak more slowly, please?
That's a very helpful phrase for learners. And if you still don't understand, you can say, I don't understand.
And if you want them to explain something again, you can ask, could you explain that again, please?
These phrases will really help you when you're having a conversation and you're not sure about something. What about when you need to ask for information?
There are many ways to ask for information. A basic way to start a question is with what, where, when, why, who, or how. For example, what time is it? Or where is the nearest bus stop? Or how much does this cost?
Exactly. And remember to be polite by adding please if needed. Excuse me, what time is it, please? Sometimes you might need to ask for help. What are some good phrases for that?
A simple one is, can you help me? And if you need a specific kind of help, you can say, I need help with, and then explain what you need help with. For example, I need help with my homework, or could you help me find the train station?
That's a very useful one for travelers. What if you want to offer help to someone?
You can say, can I help you? Or do you need any help?
That's very kind. It's always good to offer help if you see someone who looks like they need it. Let's think about phrases for expressing your opinion or agreeing and disagreeing.
Okay, so if you want to share what you think, you can say, I think, for example, I think it's a good idea. Or, in my opinion, which is a slightly more formal way to say the same thing. In my opinion, this is the best way to learn English.
If you agree with someone, you can simply say, I agree, or that's right, or exactly. These show strong agreement.
And if you disagree, politely, you could say, I don't agree, or I'm not sure about that. You can also say, I see your point, to show you understand their opinion, but have a different one.
These are good ways to have a conversation and share your thoughts respectfully. What about phrases for when you like or dislike something?
If you like something a lot, you can say, I like it very much, or I love it.
And if you just like something, you can say, I like it. If you don't like something, you can say, I don't like it. And if you really dislike something, you can say, I don't like it at all, or I hate it. But be careful with hate, as it's a very strong word.
Yes, it's usually better to be a little softer. You could also say, I'm not a big fan of. For example, I'm not a big fan of spicy food. That's a good way to express a dislike more gently.
Let's think about some phrases you might use when you're talking about your day. You might start by saying, today I, and then talk about something you did. For example, today I went to the park, or this morning I had a big breakfast.
And you can talk about your feelings by saying, I'm feeling, for example, I'm feeling happy today, or I'm feeling a little tired.
You can also ask someone about their day by saying, how was your day? And they might respond with, it was good, thanks, or it was a bit busy. These are simple ways to talk about everyday experiences.
What about phrases for when you are making plans or talking about the future?
If you want to suggest doing something, you can say, let's. For example, let's go for a walk, or how about going to the movies?
If you want to ask someone about their plans, you can say, what are you doing later? Or what are your plans for the weekend?
And when you're talking about something you will do, you can use I will, or the shorter form I'll. For example, I'll call you later, or I'm going to. I'm going to study English tonight.
These are very useful for organizing your time and making arrangements with others. Let's think about some phrases you might hear when someone is giving you instructions or directions.
You might hear things like go straight ahead, turn left or turn right, and they might say it's on the left or it's on the right or it's next to or it's opposite to describe where something is located.
If they are giving you a series of steps, they might use words like first, then, next, and finally. Understanding these directional words and phrases is very important for getting around.
What about when you are in a shop or a restaurant? What are some useful phrases there?
In a shop, you might ask, how much is this? Or, do you have this in another size? And the shop assistant might say, can I help you? Or, here you are, when they give you something.
In a restaurant, you might say, can I have the menu, please? Or, I'd like to order. And the waiter might ask, are you ready to order? Or anything else? And when you're finished, you can say, can I have the bill, please?
These phrases will make your experience in shops and restaurants much smoother. Let's think about some phrases for when you are traveling.
When you arrive somewhere, you might say, I have arrived. And you might ask, where is, for example, where is my hotel? Or where is the airport?
You might also need to ask about transportation, like, how can I get to, or is there a bus to? And if you're asking about time, you might say, what time does the train leave?
Knowing these basic travel phrases can be very helpful. What about some emergency phrases? Hopefully you won't need to use these, but it's good to know them.
If you need help urgently, you can shout, "Help!" If you have lost something, you can say, "I've lost my," for example, "I've lost my passport."
If you are feeling unwell, you can say, "I feel sick." And if you need a doctor, you can ask, "Where is a doctor?" It's always good to be prepared, even for difficult situations.
Let's go over some very common short phrases that people use all the time, okay? Like, of course, which means yes, certainly, or maybe, which means possibly, and really, which you can use to show surprise or to ask for confirmation.
That's great is a good way to show you're happy about something. And I know, which you say when you understand or agree. These little phrases pop up in conversation all the time, so it's good to recognize them.
We've covered a lot of phrases today, Sarah.
We have. We talked about greetings, asking for things, saying goodbye, dealing with not understanding, asking for information, offering and asking for help, expressing opinions, talking about likes and dislikes, discussing your day, making plans, understanding directions, using phrases in shops and restaurants, travel phrases, emergency phrases, and some common short phrases.
That's a fantastic list. If our listeners can learn and use these phrases, they'll be able to handle many everyday situations in English.
Exactly. And remember, the best way to learn is to practice. Try using these phrases whenever you have the opportunity. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's part of learning.
And listen to how native speakers use these phrases in movies, TV shows, or podcasts. The more you hear them, the more natural they will sound to you.
Yes, immersion is key. And don't forget to review these phrases from time to help you remember them. We hope this lesson has been helpful for you all. Remember, learning a language takes time and effort, but every little bit you learn makes a difference.
That's right, Sarah, and we're here to help you every step of the way. So keep practicing, keep listening, and keep learning.
And before we go, just a quick reminder to please subscribe to our channel, give this episode a like if you found it useful, and share it with anyone else who might be learning English. We also love to read your comments, so if you have any questions about today's topic or any suggestions for future episodes, please leave them in the comment section below.
Thanks so much for joining us today. It was great having you here. Until next time, happy learning.
Bye for now.
Goodbye.